Hey, what's up everybody? The meta. Sometimes you love it and sometimes you seriously hate it. In this video I'm going to talk about the meta in Mythic Plus and how we as a community feel about it. I would love to see in the comments what do you think about it. Let's start! So, no matter where you stand now, the meta is part of every competitive game and we need to choose if we're gonna adapt or not. If you don't really understand, the meta is something considered to be most optimal way to win or as the best performance as a specific task. In World of Warcraft, we usually talk about the meta in Mythic Plus, but there is a tier list for everything. Best class to farm gold, herbs, raids, you got a point. In Mythic Plus, personally, most of the time I prefer a skilled player on random spec more than a meta spec with a bad player. But if I can find a good player on a meta spec, it's a jackpot. But the question that we are gonna ask ourselves is if we are gonna play along and choose the flavor of the month, or we gonna do our own thing and try to be the best at it. Where do you stand? Are you a player who follow the meta? Well, I know that I am. There was a time that I played whatever I like in Mythic Plus, but the results were that I didn't get invite when I tried to queue for higher keys. You can say that I wasn't high enough score, but the game is built in this way. In some point along the way, you only need the keys that most people think you don't have high score for them. You get it? It's like the egg and the chicken. After playing this game since Burning Crusade, I got to the point which I must play along and follow the meta if I want to stay competitive and in my case, try to push as high Mythic Plus as I can. When we talk about the meta, we have to talk about Mythic Plus and raids. In my eyes, there are few differences between them, but there is one big difference and it's the size of the group. In Mythic Raids difficulty, you have to fill 20 spots and you want to have a variety of specs for different buffs and different roles inside the raid. In Mythic Plus, the meta term is a big thing cause the pool size is so small. I mean, you have to fill only 5 spots and there is a lot of specs and most of them compete on the same thing. How much damage you can deal and how much you can survive till you get one shot. Sometimes the meta can be so frustrating if you play alone. I know a few really skilled players who decide to play what they like and what they are good at, but when they try to get into groups, most of them don't get invite cause nobody care how skilled you are. It's only what spec you play. There is one exception and it's that if you have high enough Raider IO score for the specific key, you will get invite no matter the spec. But let's be honest, this is a rare thing to see high Raider IO player queuing for lower keys. Honestly, the meta isn't going anywhere cause most of the community follow it, and it exists in every game and in every level. We can only hope that the balance between specs will be on point. In this season, for example, I think the balance is great and there is a lot of competitive specs who can push and play on high level. If you are the kind of player who don't like the meta and you play whatever you feel like and hope to push high Raider IO score, try to form a group or play with friends. For most keys, the skill is needed more than the spec. Feel free to ask any questions in the comments, I try to read and answer all of them. You can check my Twitch channel, My Big Blaze, when I stream. I link it in the description. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.